to be, indicted, put behind bars. I have little hope for powerful, wealthy people being actually, for them facing any real repercussions. But there is this, and maybe more to come like this. But here is Manu Raju tweeting out as Trump announces bid. Dem Representative David Cicilline is circulating legislation to bar Trump from holding office, citing the 14th Amendment that bans individuals from holding office who have engaged in an insurrection. And this is the letter sent to Congress. Now, I looked up some legal analysis on this because, you hear things like this and you think, is this really going to happen? Is he really going to be barred? And probably not. So unfortunately, this analysis here from Law and Crime, and they go deeper, but here's an important piece of this. Quite a bit of uncertainty surrounds Cicilline's premise that Trump is constitutionally barred from holding office. Not only is it unclear whether facts that have already been established or those that may still be established are sufficient to trigger the 14th Amendment's ban, the procedure by which such a ban would be carried out is also ambiguous. Running for president is distinct from holding the office of president. Furthermore, each state maintains its own elections, its own requirements for appearing on a presidential ballot, and its own system for handling disqualification of candidates. Meaning, there is likely not much to this. That said, there's always hope. So we can see what else may come in the future. But at the same time, I think Trump is the one candidate that, in my opinion, would clearly lose against Joe Biden. He's already lost. People are already, this is not like 2016. People are now aware of who Trump is, what he has done, at least more aware of that. And I have a hard time imagining him being able to win against Biden in 2024, especially considering how many more young voters are now coming out to vote. So if Trump becomes the candidate for the right, I think it's actually good news for Democrats. And someone like Ron DeSantis, who was a little more of a lesser known figure, is able to sort of create the image that he wants to create for the nation. If he runs, I think he would have a better shot against Biden or whoever may be a Democratic candidate. Maybe Biden doesn't run, but I think DeSantis would have a better shot, which is why Trump running again, while it's of course risky, it's no more risky than DeSantis, and you could argue I think DeSantis would be more effective for the right as a president than Trump is. But let's get to the next ad here. So this is again the second ad he put out on the same day that Trump announced. This one is focused on infrastructure, and this is also very well done.
We'll talk about infrastructure.
Pass a $1 trillion infrastructure plan.
Who's better at infrastructure than Trump?
We're going to rebuild the crumbling infrastructure. I want to rebuild our infrastructure first.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Thank you. Good job.
All right, so that's a shorter one, a more focused one, more almost like a meme-based format here with the zoom in on Joe Biden, but also very effective. This, the big talk around Trump and infrastructure, and it ends up being Biden passing the bipartisan infrastructure bill a year ago. Now, as I covered at the time, there are many issues with that bill, and really the issues come down to what is not in that bill, how Build Back Better completely failed because Biden apparently trusted Manchin, though did he really? But anyways, that's a whole separate discussion that was talked to death a year ago. But this ad also effective. Now, I do like I think Trump has a very good shot at winning the primary. I don't think he has a good shot at winning the presidency. But this, we're 2 years away, right? So even talking about this now feels kind of weird. But also worth mentioning here, so this is obviously biased source here, Steny Hoyer, majority leader. But this is their 1 year later, the bipartisan infrastructure laws delivering for American workers and families. So they go through every state here, and they have quotes from lawmakers in that state discussing how this money is helping them and what they're doing with it. They do mention here, in just a year, these federal resources have funded key projects in every state in America, including repairs for more than 2,800 bridges, and are creating millions of good-paying union jobs. This legislation also dedicated federal resources to strengthening our seaports, airports, and other trade and transportation hubs. 1 year later, here's a look at how the law is helping. So it is still, it's only a year into this. It takes a while for this sort of investment to catch up and have any real impact, or at least for you to feel the impact of it. But all around here, like for Biden to now already start this attack on Trump because Trump has now officially announced and filed the paperwork to run, I think it's good. Start this early. Don't wait until it's too late. Begin framing the discussion, begin defining who Trump is, reminding people who he is, the chaos that happened under Trump, I think is a good way, a very effective way to go after him.